Please attention everyone. Attention, thank you. So we can begin our case study presentations. Now I will select the order of presentations. I have 7 papers in my pocket. I will just pick one at random, complete random, and the team who I pick and will have to present it. About presentations, as I mentioned in the morning, you have 10 minutes to present your solution, and you will have 5 minutes to answer the questions. Now, my colleagues will raise the paper on how many minutes you have left, so please follow them, okay? And try to not go over 0 or negative minutes, because that would be kind of bad. Before we start, we have some information from organizers. After? Okay, after the presentation, no problem. Yeah. So today we'll not know the winners of today's competition, but it will be known tomorrow at the end. Yeah. Or we will just present later. Okay, so I will pick the first team to come to present their solution. Go nuts.
Everybody will get the same problem, and here is our solution called EBEC. Our team, Rimantas, Andres, and me, Marius. So what do you do if you want to find a place for a car?
Of course, you come to us. Here you can see a simple search page where you can search for a place to park a car by entering the keywords, by selecting a date when you want to park it, by the places you want, or by the region on the map. We suggest that the login and sign up should be performed by using a single sign-on provided by the Facebook or Google and so on. In addition to that, you have the advanced search where you can use all of these predefined filters. Like the type of the place where you want to put the car, or if you don't have a car, you have another transportation device, you can select by that. Also, we have a nice feature that is oriented towards the event organizers. You can order the places in bulk, like you have an event that's going to take place somewhere, you enter the address, and you have this region where you can select all the places, parking places you want, like for the whole event. And that's about it about the client side.
Okay, and from the parking lot owner side, there is, of course, an application where we have to fill all the information about your parking lots, where it is situated, and how many spaces there is available. Of course, there is a date you have to set when it is available, and you have to mark it on the map exactly so that the client would know where to go. Of course, there's a part for description, and you can insert a photo of your parking lot that the client who buys this service could find the place exactly. You can use online photo editing tools to mark the space in the photo. Of course, there are search filters which describes what type of parking lot do you have, what type of transport you can park there, and more features. Is it guarded and stuff. Most important, there is the price. Is it per hour, per day, and if you press more, you can suggest, for example, if you rent it for 2 days, will there be any discounts? Of course, you have to mark how it's license agreement. In the license agreement, there is mentioned that a renter have to provide free space, and that space which client bought should be available for him. So there are few offered suggestions for that, as you can see, and it's okay. It's optional, and this is one of the just example of just parking lot, which is locked using a lock with a code, simple. And here you can what? And here you can see one or two examples of it and prices of them. And here.
And this is the page when the order is completed. You get your transaction and everything is in progress. The buyer, the client, and the renter can see this page and see the info that's provided with this order. In addition to this, that you have to say that for sure this space will be empty, and if the client is here and bam, you see a car there parked where your car should be, then you can call the tow firm and they will take your car. And of course, in agreement, you agree that you will not exceed your time, and if you do, you will have like a 20 minutes of tolerance time, and you can contact the owner and ask for additional time. But if not, then you will pay for the towing. And this is the mobile application. Basically, it's the same as on the as a computer, but it's of course better to have in your phone, and you can see your places, your free places, your orders, and especially for the owners, there is an option that, for example, you get out of your job to your home and you're renting one place near your house. So you can just see by taking a photo of the license plate of the car if it has to be there and if this is your real customer. And the payment is, of course, as usual, simple form that all the great websites uses. So it's like a Visa, debit card, credit card, and of course PayPal. So no additional details. You can just simply pay. And this is for the renter part. Like they have responsibilities is to create the servers, maintain them, to get the infrastructures. They have to have a support for the mobile application, and they should gather the data and confirm that the confidential of their clients will be safe. So no additional information will be spread through internet or so. And the benefit is, of course, you will get the money from all the contracts. It should be from 80 to 15%, and the reservation fee, of course, and it's easily scalable to other countries, and basically it's in English, so you can use it globally at the beginning. The data analysis that you will gather, you will have your own data. You will know the hotspots where it's very popular, where it's worth to spread this, and even with that information you can get the statistics. Of course, you can get additional income from the ads, and you will have all the open code, so you can program it to integrate with other related services, for example, with the Airbnb.
Yeah, so about the integrations. By integrating with event promotion systems like Eventbrite and so on, you can perform risk management for the clients. Like if they want to extend the time, you can tell them that, hey, this event is going to take a place here and maybe you won't be able to do that. Or if the client would just think about renting the place, but for the, like, in the future, you can say the same thing, like he won't be able to do that. Also, by integrating with other services, maybe the providers of the rental spaces would want to free up their space if the weather is good. The map services, you can add lots of additional information like the nearest shopping malls, recreational places, and so on, like the usual stuff. By gathering the data, you can perform the statistical analysis of it. You can slice information by client and renter and analyze the rating of them, like look at the feedbacks. Also, you can slice the data by regions. You can see the popularity of the whole region and show your customers, like the ones that renting the places and the ones that buying them, like renting them, what is the price range for that region, so they won't get like the wrong price. Also, we thought a little about the scalability. So it's your code. You do what you want. You have ability to perform internationalization and localization. Also, you offer the public API, so other service providers can use your data, and through it you can use those service providers' data. You add all the context you want, and if you need more power, you can just add more servers. It's easy like that. And that's our solution.
Choose EBEC.
Questions? First question. So to pay, even on mobile, I would have to register a credit card. Yeah?
Yeah, of course, but if you have a car, maybe you will have a credit card. Yeah?
It's just asking how that process works. It's I make a user on the website. I add a card to it, and every time I'm parking, so that card gets filled.
You will be redirected to your bank account. It will be pre-filled form. You just confirm that it's correct and continue.
And it goes back to the
Yeah.
page.
Click, and it's done.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Okay, so you mentioned a little bit about money, and I didn't understand. So how much money will the person who is renting out the place get, and how much money will the company get? You know, the company providing this app.
You saw our thoughts about from 8 to 15% from the contract gets the company.
What contract?
The contract goes when the client buys the parking space from the parking lot owner.
Okay.
So that goes like that, and the parking lot owner gets all the rest of the money.
Except the PayPal conversions and just bank fees. So it's around like 70% at least will be to the owner.
And one of the things I actually really liked was you offered extra services to the parking lot for library. Yeah?
Yeah.
These things, so they have the possibility to buy these locks, these services
Yeah.
for the.
Yeah.
So that's localized as well. That's an idea that is added inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
We read all the problem, and for example, if that girl on the problem, if she is in Bahamas, she can't control with a remote controller her lock and stuff. And so there should be like a mechanical lock, which, for example, if the client buys the spot, she just sends the lock's number to that client, and that's all.
And if you have like a private area in your home nearby, so you don't need those things, but if you want to have like a big parking lot and you need to be sure that no one will take it and you live a bit further, then you give those codes.
And of course, in addition to that, in all those mechanical locks, there is an ability to change the code. So if the client bought once, he can't use it again.
Cheap.
And the car will be towed.
Okay, and checking this manual, as I understand, that the person who is providing, the person who has the parking lot will do it manually, or can ask someone else to check the plate number. Is it by plate number?
It is by plate number, or he can enter by text the number and just check it. It's compared to the information in the database, which client bought that space, and is it his car or not in the space.
It's really like the optional thing. You just go by, you see a car, you click, you check what's the number, if it should be here or not, and you can report it, you can contact the customer or so on.
And it isn't definitely necessary to call the tow truck. because you can just report and the information goes straight to the company. And tow truck company gets the revenue from the client which couldn't remove his car at the time from the
Yeah.
space.
That.
Okay, you mentioned one example when the client who wants to rent the parking lot arrives car there.
Yeah.
And you said that there is option to call the towing company. Who pays the towing company?
The client, it's in the license agreement when you register your account.
Yeah, there is a time you buy, and if you want to move your car from that space at the right time, there is also a buffer, which was mentioned, for example, half an hour. And if you want to remove that car from the space at the right time, it is reported either by the owner of the parking lot or either by the client, which comes to the space, and his space is used at the right time. And he just presses report, and tow truck comes and takes.
Last question. No, thank you very much.
Thank you, comments. By the way, we can use microphones. Just there's an option to it. Okay, the next team who presents. Eka. Original.
So hello everyone, let's start our presentation.
Hello, how are you? Hello, I'm glad to see you. I'm fun. How do you do? I'm worrying about problems this parking, especially last time. I'm worrying about. I really understand you. Me, my parents also often to deal with the same problem.
Hello, actually I think I can decide your problems and find a really nice solution.
Really? One or two.
Okay.
Is one collide with the same problem?
Are you ready to hear a really fresh and modern solution for one of the most important problems for today?
Would you like to look parking of your dreams?
I'm ready to hear a really fresh and modern solution for one of the most important problems for today. Nastya, which problem do you have?
I'm a student and I'm interested to know about parking for economic class.
So, well, in our project we have a really for economy class of people. Yeah. Our economy class, it will looks like will be underground. It looks like a spiral. Go underground. Has 5 levels. These 2 sides. One side will can hold around 50 cars, and it has really easy to use. For example, when you need to parking your car, you go to park place and just put your credit card to this electronic device, and after that your from your bank card will be money put to this company, and you can entrance to parking. It's a very useful solution, and I think for you, like your student, it will be very nice to use it.
How? I will know. Will I have this for parking for your car or not?
Well, I understand, because I think you should be every time be sure that you have a free place for parking. For this situation, I think it's very easy. For you, will be good use, like web social websites like Facebook or in Russia ВКонтакте. And there we have one official website. You will know how many places in this parking region you need. For example, you live in one region, you can go to this website to search how it will be, how many places where, and you will find you have or not.
My parents have more better car than my, and I think for them will be interesting to know about parking head class. Do you have any other solution for middle class?
Okay, for middle class we have another solution, yes, and it will look like another type. Middle class parking will look like building. It will be so higher. It will have 50 floors, and also 4 lifts. And here system some modern and some interesting. Well, in first picture you will see it's like upper side, and second picture is like in front side. Each level will hold around 30 cars. When you go to this park, you just need to put your also card to this system and lift down this free section. After that, you are parking your car in this section, and after that, automatically lift put to this itself level, and you go to your work and to another things.
Which reservation system will be for this type of parking?
Okay, good question. So here some modern system. We have our official website. You have your own login, password, and every time that you will need some take free place, you can go to website and to reserve your place, but before 24 hours. In this station, you could be sure that you have maybe tomorrow free place in this parking.
I have business class. Accordingly, I have interest for business class parking as I'm worried about keep level of my car. Also, I want to be sure that every time I have personally parking place for me.
Well, for business class parking, we have another solution. It's more modern, more better. And here you could be also sure that your car is very safety. This type we could create a bridge. It will be like bridge. These capsules. It's when you need to make park your car. You have just own card. It's like gold card, platinum card, and so on. Every time you could be sure that you have own place in this capsule. Each capsule will hold 10 cars, and in this station it will be very comfortable because like here it's like road inside, and this like bridge, like use like simple bridge, and this like just bridge this parking upper side. Long of this bridge 120 meters. Second picture is look like a capsule. You look like a single one. It's 10 cars inside. And every time when you, for example, go to another country and so on, you just put information that you don't need to use this parking, and maybe another people can use it place. For sure, this system will be more expensive because it's more expensive for service, but actually at the same time you could be sure that you have your free place. You could be sure that your car is so safety in this capsule, in this place, and I think you will have good. to use it.
I find it is really comfortable.
Well, so,
And really, you need solution.
okay. I also find that this decision will be good for many megapolis like Moscow, like St. Petersburg, like maybe Yekaterinburg, because in our city, after several years, we will meet a very nice event like FIFA. And I think a lot of people will go to our city and to another cities also. And parking problem like parking it will be so actually an actuality problem for today in modern life in every megapolis. Also I think that we have some legalization also we have that to build these parking places for economy class, for middle class, and for business class. You will need to make some agreements. These are government, municipal government, and also to make some agreements. These are buildings like it will be around that place. And another matter for project necessary investing to building, electronic equipment, and automatical system. Well, and so thank you for your attention.
My first question would be, can you tell me about how much it would cost? For example, let's imagine that I have this parking lot here, this you see in front of the school here.
Yeah.
I would like to put the economic system in place, but how much will it cost?
Okay.
Do you like just a ballpark figure? I know for sure it's very hard to give like exact calculation about
Yeah. You mean which one?
economy, like the first,
economy.
yeah.
Okay, economy. For economy class, we have just 50 cars in each section, and if you just will need, you just go by spiral and put your car, and after that go upper to ground.
So we need to build a parking house basically, or is underground?
Underground.
Underground.
First
okay.
one it will be underground, yes, because it's economy.
Sounds expensive.
Yes, I know, but now we decide a problem these places, because a lot of skyscrapers, a lot of place is really busy now, and we just need different. For example, monorails like monorail railway. Yes, we need that, and I think we need to use our resources like underground, like air, and also like to make some buildings like higher, not like plates, like higher.
Okay. And from the same area actually, how much? Who would cover the cost? I, as a owner of this parking lot, like this place here, or the service provider, basically, like the investor.
Well, service provider, which one?
For example, I'm just a regular guy. I don't have much. I have this small place here. I'd like to get money from this. So will I have to build this myself? Will I have to put in the initial investment, or this will be covered by your company in a way, for our company?
Well, so for sure, our company will provide like electricity, like different municipal things, but which are pay that you will pay by each client. It will upper all I think everything what we put for to use, for example, for electricity to different service. I think it will upper because price is different, and if it will be build everything it's just one company. For third option for business class, yeah, it will be so really too expensive, and if first, second, and third type will take money from everything, it will happen, but maybe not maybe for 1 year, but maybe after 5 years it will bring good input to us.
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. I also have one question. With this case study, the task was, as I understand, was that how to connect the people who have parking lot with the people who need it. But it seemed like more that you are like building like more parking places, like not connecting the people who already have the places with the people who need it. Like so, how is it like together? Like how does it like connects the people?
You mean how people go to how to connect what? Sorry.
Like how does it like connects the people who need parking place with the people who has and are willing to give you places?
For example, in first option, you will just look. It's very easier type, yeah, and you just will use the free place by social websites. Second option, it will be like by our official website, and it will be more guaranteed because you will have your own login. You have own password, and every time you can check in this region you have free place for you or not. But in third option, you will have every time your free place, every time, because it's you pay for it, you pay different range, yeah, and it will be guaranteed for you. For every day.
I have probably one question, but why do you suppose that the economy parking places are underground and those middle places are up, like buildings which go high, but probably that underground building is actually more expensive. But it's cheaper to make a simple building than go underground. Probably has to switch.
Yes, but I think that underground is not. It's not has a lot of cars will be underground. I think that our market should be concentrate on middle people, on people this middle salary like this, and I think that we have not too much economy class and not too much business class. It's just like some part in our in the whole population. And in this project we concentrate on middle class, and I think it should be so higher. Because in this building of parking, we can use more cars to put where than underground or like bridge.
Thank you.
Next team. Riga.
She finds that leaflet around, so everybody takes the leaflet. Okay. So, good evening. We're the team Nobelis from Riga Technical University. My name is Linards Jukmanis, he's Roberts Gotlaus, and he's Edgars Lielāmers. We're all electronic students, and we'd like to show you our solution for today's problem. So we call it Smart Park for now. So, well, yeah, we just have to take people who have places, they want their spaces filled with cars, which earn them money. And there are people who don't have a place to park. So our aim is to just match them up. So now, yeah, you know. We thought we might get first, so we elaborate on that. But let's just go through the flow, how this works. So first, from the plot owner's standpoint, they register in our website, and they send a request that they want their plot listed on our service. So we evaluate the request, and we send a team which deploys a sensor device which basically detects whether a car is there or not. And after that, well, the user basically gets the profit. He doesn't have to do any maintenance or anything. We handle that. When we log the parking spaces, we mark them clearly. We mark where the car should be parked, as well as if there's multiple parking spaces, we log that so that larger vehicles can park, etc. And well, the parking places would be simple, quite like that, just with a clearly marked white rectangle and with an ID on both sides so as to be easily identifiable. So I believe it was Maria. Maria goes on the website, types in her details, types in her bank details, I presume, and sends the request for the parking lot, adds her address, adds some pictures or something, and that's it. And now for the driver's perspective, Robert.
From the driver's perspective, the procedure is quite similar. You register on the website, you create a free account, and you tie the account with your bank account, so you can easily make payments for the services you receive. When you want to park, you just go onto the website or the smartphone app, or just use an SMS service, and you register for a particular parking lot that you fancy, and you just receive a message whether it is available, and you just drive there and park. And each of the lots has a parking sensor that senses whether a car is parked there. And when you finally arrive there, the sensor automatically sends the information to the server and relays it back to you, so you can confirm that yes, you will buy the service, you will stay in the parking lot for like 2 hours, and you just leave your vehicle, let it stay there. When you decide to leave, you just come back and leave, and the sensor senses that your car is no longer there and charges you only for the time that you've been there. For example, you are driving downtown and you just want to find a place to park your vehicle, and you don't know where to do it. You pull out your smartphone, you enter the details of the address where you want to be. The system automatically puts out the nearest parking places to that address and gives you some hints how to get there. When you get near the place, you have an option to notify the sensor that is in the parking lot to blink. It has inbuilt LED lights, so it flashes and you have an easy time identifying where exactly you have to park. Of course, every such system needs some kind of control, because there will always be individuals who will try to cut corners and do not pay. So our solution to this problem is that since the parking lots are equipped with these sensors, we can monitor which lots are occupied, and then we can compare it with database whether there is someone registered for that particular place, or and if he is paying for the time he's being there. And if there is a car and it exceeds some time window, we just send an inspector there who goes to action. If he confirms that there's a car that's not paying, he just writes a fine for them. And if they decide not to pay the fine, you can always enter their details to the debtors database or something. And that involves some dynamics. Every parking lot has a 5-character ID that allows you to send an SMS to log on to this particular parking lot. The server keeps track of all the lots in real time and displays the information on the website and on the smartphone application. So you can dynamically see which lots are available, which are not available, and you always basically have a 100% chance that when you actually get there, you will have that parking space.
We will have to establish some infrastructure. We are dividing our clients in 2 categories. The first category will have like small parking lots. Those are also individual lots. We want this method to be non-intrusive, so you can glue a tarmac stud on the road. This will be temporary for the individual lots if you want it for a small amount of time, and you can put it also through it in the road if you want it for it to stay for a longer time. And also there has to be instructional signs so the driver knows exactly what he has to do when he goes to the lot. And also there has to be parking space markers. We will, if they are in there, we will paint them there. And also these parking lots will have to have inspections, but they will not be regular, because the sensors will tell if there is a person who is not paying for the space he is standing on. And the larger lots have a separate approach. If the larger lot has, let's say, over 40 places where you can put cars, then it's cheaper to put automatic barriers there and no sensors. There will be wireless car counting with sensors, with one sensor when you drive in the car lot. Also, there will be LED displays indicating how many free spaces there are, and the same instructional signs. But in this place there will be regular inspections, because there are no sensors to tell if the driver is standing there illegally. And the company will have to maintain a website. They will have to create an app. They will have to hold a reserve of wireless studs. And also, of course, a server infrastructure. They will have to have inspectors, and also maintenance and deployment crews. So people who go and paint the lines and stick the instructional signs and whatever. And the drivers will have to put a sticker on the windshield. They will have that. They can have that for free in a shop. They will also have to register it, as Robert said, and it will be. It's the best if they will have preferably a smartphone, but it's not. They can also use SMS if they have an old phone. So old people with old phones can use this also.
Now about the device. Since we're electronics engineers, we really like to make devices. So let's talk about the thing you actually put on the parking lot. So this is the wireless stud. These are pictures of actual products that exist. Our product would obviously look a bit different, but yeah, it's basically a plastic knob which you stick on the asphalt, and if you want it to be a bit more permanent, you can attach large bolts, just screw bolts into the ground. And the parameters, the price of a device would be 16 euros. This has been researched, we know what we would put in it. The battery life is 3 months, so the connectivity sends SMS via GSM network to our servers, whether a car is on it or off. And the sensor is magnetic, so it won't work on sand or something falling on it. It will only work on cars or large ferromagnetic things like a huge iron bar. And additional features being the blinking of the LEDs, and it should be vandal proof so cars can drive over it and it's rigid and stuff. The LEDs are the main reason it works only for 3 months. If the installer chooses to abandon the LED plan, we can make it work for like 2 years or more. So it doesn't need to be serviced so often. And the app would be simple. You log in, you register, but we didn't make a screen up because it would be complicated. So you log in with your phone number, your password, you choose how big your vehicle is once, and then you see the lots available. And when you click upon a lot, you can see how many lots are free, when are they reserved if you want to lengthen your period and stuff. I just go on the extremely fast track, thank you. And this is the website, basically the same thing. You write in where you want to be, you write in from when to when, and you choose again the lot type, how long your vehicle is. This is the same thing because it's the administrator's view, the lot owner's view. You just see all your lots, how full they are. You can view the reserved times and obviously set unavailable times and the like.
And one quick note about the financing: the lot owners would have to pay a fixed price, a little price for the technology that has been set up on the lot,
and they would receive a fixed percentage of the sum that the lot generates, of the total, that how many cars for how long time they're staying.
So unfortunately we trained, but we're kind of slow. So we definitely didn't tell you quite a bit of the research we did, so we hope you ask this in questions and we can show our expertise. Thank you. Questions, please.
I guess I can start with the questions asked. First of all, I really am very interested in the device. I think I will ask more about it later maybe. But first of all, imagine like I'm a country bike basically, I'm from Ireland actually, I'm not a place. We have a place that is used for cows, fields, but sometimes we could let some cars also park there for summer or something like that. There's a big event coming up. So how would we install these studs there? It's just basically mud and dirt, but you know, if you have a Jeep or something like that, why not?
For a event that occurs only once, you could install studs on small pegs. I doubt that somebody would just go and pick them out, or if you are worried about vandals, you can drive some piles into earth using the grounding pile drivers. It's really easy. And you could just register the studs for your system and set it up in like one afternoon. The hard part would be marking the spots, but it could be done with spray paint.
Okay, so now I can ask about the device already. My question is, how will the device know that the car, I didn't understand this part, that this car is coming there. How do they know this thing? Like, for example, that this one has paid and this one has not paid.
It works like this. You reserve the spot for the time, you go to the spot and you park on it. Well, it detects that a car is there and it won't really check anything.
Oh, okay.
But when you arrive there and someone else, some jerk, is parked there, you call us up, you tell us there's a problem, we get the problem fixed. And if nobody has reserved the spot, we obviously know someone's parked there, so we just send one of our workforce to check it out and perhaps hold it away.
The system basically relays on you. You reserve a parking spot, and when you get there, the system sends you an SMS confirming that somebody has parked on your spot. Is it you? You say, yes, it's me. I'm parking here for 2 hours. Okay, and then the time begins. The time is counted. Yes?
You mentioned that the driver or the renter of the lot has to have a sticker on the windshield. Why?
Well, easier identification, really. It's mostly for the big lots, which are controlled not via the sensors, but via the barrier, because we don't identify each individual spot. We just count how many cars are in there. We rely on the people being reasonable and on the fact that we inspect them regularly. So it's just for the ease of the operators' use. They can quicker see which cars use our service.
But how is it quicker? Because if I buy the sticker but I'm still illegally parking, then basically the instructor has to check twice. Check, okay, you have the sticker, but still has to check the registration.
He has to check the plate, yes. But it's easier to check that way for our use.
Yeah, no, maybe I have the sticker, but you just scan the Bluetooth.
Yeah, you can scan the sticker. And the studs have been developed because there would be a lot of individual parking places all across the, for example, Old Town, and you wouldn't, it isn't just any other viable way to track the parking studs there. So that's why it's kind of a double-edged sword. You have to have the sticker for the larger parking lots, and the sticker is pretty much redundant for the stud-based parking lots.
Okay, I hope it's okay that I take it. So it works wirelessly and by GSM. So places, do we need any like connection there, or what do we need there basically? Can I put it in the middle of the forest and it will tell if a car is on top of it?
Yeah. We do require a GSM network there. That is the requirement.
Just the GSM.
But in the middle of the forest, we would probably deny the request because it wouldn't be profitable, not for the owner and not for us.
And since the system is using only SMS, for transferring data, it requires a really, really, really weak signal to operate. You do not need any broadband internet connections for it to work. You just have to have like 2 bars on your phone or even 1 bar and the device would work. And of course the antenna would be optimized because the device only has only standing in one particular direction. So the signal would definitely be better than your average phone.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Next team would be a Corfo.
Good evening, dear ladies and gentlemen. We are team Boss of Future, and we are glad to present our solution of case about parking place for people.
So here we go. Our booking system consists of the mobile application and the website that helps easily find and book parking in advance on the go. So you circle the streets, hoping someone will move the place and see house after house with an empty driveway. And with our system Park Yourself, you now have friends in every neighborhood, and they want to provide you their empty spaces. And we have 4 opportunities to our customers. Our website, our application, mobile application, and you just register on our website and find one place nearby and check the schedule and make sure that the space is available long enough for your needs. And if the time and price look good, just click book and drive to the garage, and your spots will be waiting for you. And the next opportunity to go to some empty driveway and to book it by using QR code. QR code, picture it on the door, on the garage. And the 4th opportunity is to use special parking bankomat installed in stadium parking, in the business centers, and another kind of parking that provides their spaces through our platform. So we analyzed the market and find some competitors in the world, and we consider 3 of these competitors. First, Parkimine, which is based in Estonia, and it provides the next goods: find parking places, buy parking permissions, and a list of parking spaces and parking houses, and special offers for corporate customers in creating private parking, traffic control service, and others. Second one is Panda, that provides find parking place, get the free parking, and now night out parking places. And average price is 88 euro per day. And the third one is Just Park, is UK-based platform, and this platform charges a 25% commission on parking revenues to cover their expenses, and the prices are too high Average price is 50 euro per day. The benefits for other drivers: save money and time. Our customer will never forget to pre-book the space for his car when he want to visit some event, and we can provide micro sharing for drivers using referral bonus system, and integrate with calendar and social network system. So benefits for our owners.
Okay, after parking into space, client. The next part of our customers is our service. It's an owners. We share owners on two groups. It's private and corporate parking. Private is people who have spaces near home, and corporate parking it's parking near supermarkets, banks, and so on. And why this idea can help people? Firstly, of course, it's someone on parking credit, because he convert you empty space into credits. Owners can earn from 1 to 3 euros to money. Secondly, it's help make life easier for your neighbors and fellow citizens without any cost to yourself. And 2 points, not obvious, it's makes the city greener and improve efficiency. This means you can reduce emission from car because you don't spend time for search parking space, and improve efficiency of urban resources. On another hand, interface of service can provide some advantages, such as reliability, because we have rating of our clients, efficiency, because it's a platform for earning money, safety, a good deal, and utility by scheduling of empty and used spaces. It's a step-by-step instruction for our owners. Firstly, you can sign up. Secondly, list your parking space, specify the parking details, such as size of your car, spacing, address, and so on. Set your schedule, set your parking space status. Maybe you get sick and choose schedule. And how you get paid? You can see to this same. Firstly, you choose the parking. If you choose in advance, you just booking, or in place, you step to this. Then the identification system, then entry, and doing your business. And when you get notification of finishing of booking, and when departure, you cheating money from your account.
So what about investors? We are sure the project looks pretty attractive for investments because profits consists of several charges. For example, driver's fee that include from 6 to 11% for every book, and owner's fee 3% of guest payment, and special fee includes for conversation of money, changing details of booking, and our fee, and expenses that include value-added tax and our taxes. So let's look how payment methods works. Do you remember our old friends John and Marie? John and Marie find each other by our application, and you can see our money. What I can say for this short deal with 4 hours for evening, investor has €1 and 20%. And we expect what for first month 50 bookings per day. So you can count. And about marketing strategy, we will use permanent and periodically methods with word of mouth. For sure, the best promotion of us is our clients, and reference, QR code, new media. I so want to tell you more, but I can't. And periodical super sale, it means when a company says we have all parking for €1 per day, it's making for attract new drivers who avoid something new, something strange, but wanted to make economy and will know our gadget. So, and some details.
And this is on details. Our owners can choose 3 levels of flexible cancellation policy, strict payment process system, and you can verify bank or PayPal account, and opportunity to withdraw balance on your account. And customers can see the rating of the best places.
And thank you. It was team, Anastasia, Katerina, and Rastislav. We are ready for your questions.
I saw a word on the presentation. Can you explain a bit about microsharing, how it works into your service as well?
About microsharing?
Yeah.
It's some referral system. I meet my friends in this platform, and
give me a special code. I register and I use at first time this application using this code, and me and my friend have special bonus like 55
Some
yes.
credits.
Okay.
More questions?
Wait.
Oh.
Can you comment on that QR code? How exactly?
About QR code, thank you for your question. QR code means customer can check new parking place during his driving, for example, from home to work. And he can check printed QR code in place where he can stay his car. And after this, when he check and he remember this place, he can use application and find this place in application and make a book.
Okay, so like an advertisement.
Yes.
I would like to know a bit more about the payments. Are you using the same way of, I understand that you have like a web page discount thing exactly, yeah?
Yes, like an Airbnb.
Okay, so you use in a very similar way, so also have to register a credit card discount things.
Yes.
Okay.
We have two ways to pay, use card or have special
payment systems. You can connect your account with PayPal, and bank card.
Like a special pocket inside the application. You can full it of money and using money inside this pocket.
You can have some balance in account.
Jonathan, you took it quite literally. You took Airbnb and you built the marketing strategy and the strategy around parking around it. Just the way it's just right now, like drivers in the system, yeah? Am I correct? Yeah, it's not random. It's always the best way is always taking something that works to make it better. Okay, I just wanted to understand that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That's all?
Okay, it's your big day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for teaching.
Only three papers left, so 3 teams. Okay, next would be Moscow.
Hello? Hello?
Oh.
Good evening. And today we're introducing the new generation of parking lots, the car book. And when we solved this case, we were trying to think from a big perspective, not only from designing a device. And today we are going to talk first of all about the architecture of our business, so how our business will operate. Then we will look from the different points of view, from the client side, from the owner of parking lot side, and from the helmet side, of course. So let's start from the architecture of our business. That's how our business will operate. So car driver will pay helmets through outsourced processing company. And parking owner will pay some initial costs of project to helmets, and helmets will keep these payments from drivers and return them to parking lot owner on a monthly basis. Okay, let's continue from the client's point of view. When we analyzed our clients, we were thinking how they pay, and we discovered that in developed cities with a good parking situation, people usually do not use parking lots. So they use smartphones through application or mobile payment. That's why we recommend to use only this way, because parking lots is very expensive. It's quite expensive. Okay, next slide. And also we consider different types of clients. We have 2 types of clients. One of them decided to park right now, and second of them booked a parking space. And to mitigate our risks connected with reputation, we need to save a place for pre-booked customers. But we don't know where a random customer leave this parking lot. That's why we recommend to save 10% of parking space and also freeze time of 1 or 2 hours. So we will have happy clients. And let's continue from the owners.
The second side is owners, and did you know they want to have a great big profit? Of course, it consists of revenue and cost, you know. Tallinn it's around 2 euro hour. The quantity of lots, their occupancy rates, and of course working day per year. You know that we don't use each lot every day. Of course, there are lots of costs. First of all, it's capital investments that such like berries, Wi-Fi transmitters. Of course, we have to connect to these, and of course, it's accepting payment. And finally, we have to buy the project by helmets to us. The second part is operation expenses, such consist of license fee and analysts. This is the main part that if you want to have more information about our business and we have to know our weak points and strong points, we ask helmets and they do some research and analysis. And the third side is helmets. We developed a workflow. First of all, we have to hire a couple of programmers to develop our software. The next step, of course, is developing the software. After this, we have to purchase of necessary equipment, such as Wi-Fi and stuff like this. The fourth part is hire staff to maintain, to use it. One of the main part is to promote our system, to promote some banners, advertising, and stuff like this. And finally, find these owners, the parking lots for our owners. Of course, the revenue for helmets consists of this project that they sell, the license fee that they get from owners, and they said before, but there are lots of costs, such as the software that is very expensive to create and to promote it, of course. The second part is very expensive equipment, technical support, and sales office. It's very expensive for us.
Yeah. And when we considered Tallinn, we found out that there is 15,000 parking spaces in Tallinn. And we found that it's not enough for us. And we estimated different countries. On the vertical axis, you can see the average spending on parking on weekends, because we consider only Saturday and Sunday. And on the horizontal axis, you can see the population in cities more than 2,000 inhabitants. And we found out that these four countries is the most prospective countries for us to expand on. And average spending we got from multiplying the average time spent on parking lot by average parking fee in this country. So these four countries we recommend to expand the first time. And let's look on our cash flow. We can see that helmets will have very high operational costs. That's why if we don't expand in another countries, then we will lose our profits very quickly. That's why if you want to improve your profits, you need to expand very quickly. Let's move on. And also we considered some risks. It's technical, economical, legal, and reputational risks. All of them we can mitigate somehow. Some of them have a very high probability of occurrence, and some of them have very high power of consequence. In technical risks, we consider a failure to create the data collecting systems, a failure to process money. It's very high these risks have very high power of consequence. And we also considered higher costs of production. We need to consider it more carefully. And also competitors' aggressive actions, such as Parking Panda coming to Europe, or Parking Viz from San Francisco. And also we considered legal risks and reputational risks. And we were lacking in time, and we want to conclude that it is a profitable business, and we recommend you to enter it. But you should consider all the risks, and you should know that you need to expand very quickly. So that's our advice, and we will be glad to answer your questions.
Thank you. My first question would be about John and Maria from the task. How are you going to meet?
How they are going to meet?
Yeah, how are you going to get John and Maria? I understand why Hermes would profit from this. Was quite well done actually, but I didn't understand how John and Maria will meet.
Yeah. So maybe you can.
Yeah.
So as you can see in this from this slide, when the car driver wants to park his car, he will know somehow. I can talk about it later. That Maria has a free parking lot.
Okay, I see. It's
yeah.
But for example, if Maria is like me and has like a field or something like that, and the Inspire won't work, how will we cover it there? So remember, I have a field in Bergman with cows. Sometimes I want to park my car there, and I want other people to be able to park as well. Is it possible, like using your system? Would it be possible to park on a field, for example, like potato fields, something like that? For example, often during festivals or during some such times, cars are parked in the forest or are parked in fields.
Actually, why not?
Would this work? Yeah, would this work?
Would this work?
Yeah, that's my question.
First of all, at the first stage, we considered only business owners in city centers. But we didn't consider field owners because they don't have enough equipment and these festivals are actually very rare.
Okay.
Yeah.
And while she's still finishing up the question, I'm just asking again, can you go back to the risk analysis actually? That was quite interesting. I'm just seeing that the highest risk is failure to create data collecting system and the failure to process money to the company. Yeah? So the payment system is also like the hardest part for you guys as a team. You saw this payment is a big risk as well.
Yeah, so it's a big risk.
So the payment is in the same way as the credit card, yeah? Or did you think about how the payment systems work, or you will leave it up to the developers, programmers?
We propose to outsource.
Okay.
Outsource payment system.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And you can ask which part of analysis goes to.
Which part of analysis it goes to? But it seems we are out of questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So another two teams left. Okay. Talon.
So, dear jury and co-participants and audience, we are from Tallinn University of Technology, and we are Paula, Priit, Marvin, and Riina. We are all studying chemical and environmental technology, and without no further ado, we will introduce you our solution. The first question I would like to ask from you is, how many people are using smartphones? Please raise your hands. Okay, so you can see like almost 99% of the audience has got a smartphone, and that's also the trend in nowadays society. So that's the reason why we chose that the best solution would be to create an app. And it would also be supported by the website, so people who are not using smartphones and who want to make a long-term parking application could use it. The app would be provided for Android and iOS operating system, and it also would be integrated with GPS connection to navigate, to provide navigation. And it would be user-based application. It would be user-based for the lot owners who want to rent their parking spaces. And it would be really easy to register because you could connect through Facebook or Google. And the payment will be using your mobile payments or by the bank or PayPal or credit card. So. And when it comes to inspection, then we assume that when it comes to small parking places, like single spots, then no extra inspection is needed, because they are probably on the owner's private property. So the owner is aware of the movement on its own property. And when it comes to bigger parking lots, then we think that extra inspection is needed, and it can be provided by like buying in the service or by installing the cameras.
So Maria is our lot owner. The only thing she needs to do is connect with Google or Facebook, and the system will have her contact information. Only thing she needs to provide us is lot addresses, some specifications, like when the lot is around the corner, you can't see it on the main street, or any additional information Maria sees that is necessary. Yes, thank you. Also, prices, they're all Maria's choice, how much to get from the clients. And also, it would be highly recommended to use special signs or markers on the ground, for example, the same car we have created here. And Maria just has to wait for her money. And John is the user. He needs a parking space for going to theater. He has to download the app, and while registering, the first step is to choose the way how he wants to pay for the service. One way is the mobile payment. For this, he doesn't need to do anything else but go on with the registration. And when he decides that he would like to pay with credit card, then add his credit card details. Then he needs to locate himself by GPS or insert the location address he would like to go. Then the app will find nearby parking spaces and provide the information to John. John will take his pick, and he could also use GPS's navigation system to get there. And also, by getting there, he will start parking by clicking in the app and ending it the same way. When he chooses to pay with mobile payment, then the parking fee will be added to his mobile bill. of course, John, is not always the case. For example, long-term parking. For this, we have a website where you can do the reservation and payment by Visa, MasterCard, debit card, or anything else possible. And one option is also to use mobile. You will have to use a short number. After the dot, you need the parking lot number, which is individual for every spot. And the first one is to starting the parking, and the next one is to finish the parking. And this will also be added to your mobile bill.
When it comes to mid-sized parking lots, it is strongly advised to put a barrier to get cars to go in and out. So it is because it would make the profits maximum. So there would be no one who would try to steal the parking lots and so on. The app would work exactly the same way by the payments and all the systems. The only difference would be that when starting the parking session, the barrier would rise, and while ending it, the barrier would rise again. You could exit the parking lot. If the person does not have a smartphone, the barrier can be raised and fallen again with a call to the thing, but it's the only extra that will happen. The system would stay exactly the same by means of paying or payments. In the first place, you would think that the barrier would be a big investment. It will cost around 2,000 euros. Of course, might seem like a big money, but when we think about it, we thought that profits would be divided 60-40. 60% would go to Helmand, when thinking of the average prices in Tallinn center city, and with doing the calculations, it is seen that in a parking place with only one spot, and when a car is there for 8 hours every working day, that money, that 2,000 euros, is earned back with 3 months. Imagine if the parking lot has 15 places. The money would be earned back 15 times faster. So when you look at this investment from that angle, it doesn't seem so big anymore. So what does Helmes have to do in this particular case? He would have to create a website and an application. He also would have to do some initial marketing to start the application and get people to know the application. Also, maintenance work on the app and website is always needed, and also organizing the barrier and maintaining the barrier is some extra cost. And after that, it's all just collecting the profits.
To sum up, it is widely available. It is very easy to use. It is simple to export. For example, to England, only is needed translation and some marketing for people to know it. And for Helmes, needs one-time investment, and then money comes.
We are ready for questions.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, my first question. So all the time Maria would need by the barrier, or no?
It's advised. It's not obligatory in any way. It's just advised to make the profit, to maximize the profits in mid-sized parking lots.
And did you cover this? How will Maria check that the car is parking? How will Maria know if the person who is on, if he doesn't have the barrier, how will she know that the car is just not there?
We thought that this system would be mainly based on honesty, because we personally thought that at least 80% of people who park actually pay for it, and it's like a reasonable percentage for us to believe that not so much money would go lost in that situation.
Okay, and I had a question. You are relying a lot on the mobile payments, am I right?
Yes.
So you know that this will work in many countries, but because you will always need to make an individual contract with development company. Why would development company want to give you money, for example, for their service?
Of course, it depends on the country. In Estonia, it works very well, but I guess it would have to come in it would have to be profitable for the telecom company as well.
I see in the beginning, but can you get back to the first slide? There were, I think, 3 ways to pay, yeah? Mobile, bank, and PayPal.
Yes.
And how will the PayPal, how will this work?
The PayPal basically would work in the website. When the person doesn't have a credit card account, they can transfer money to PayPal, and from the PayPal.
Okay, so PayPal will also be registered on the app. That's okay.
I had a question about this GPS system. Like, is this GPS system is only showing those parking lots that are registered in your system? Like, for example, if the John is like driving around and he only sees like some few parking slots in the city, but actually there are like a lot more. And this GPS system is not showing all of those parking lots that are actually over there. Like, is it like trusty, and if are like people starting to use this?
Yes, we also thought about it, and we thought that this there would be a 3-color system. Green would be that the parking lot is free. Orange would be that it is free now, but in future, in some time in future, it's booked or reservations. And red, it means it is booked now. It's taken now. So there will be like 3-color system on the map, or in like a list of.
Yeah, and it will show like registered parking spaces through the system through our application.
As already needs to connect John and Maria.
Yeah, question about barrier cost and money back. When you did the calculation, you wrote like 8 hours a day, but actually probably Maria has to use her parking lot herself, and it is free only in the weekend, so it probably will take more time probably. You did the calculation for like all the time. It's not available.
Yeah, it's just to show like approximate numbers.
Yeah, the calculation is basically the barrier is meant for a parking lot which is mid-sized. It's not only like for one spot. The barrier is meant. It's meant for 15.
Yeah, all working days, but probably we have to concentrate on just weekends. Only 2 days a week.
Okay.
Okay. With the previous presentations, we always discuss this chance that if you go to your parking spot, but then you discover that some random person has parked there, even though on the map it shows this spot is free, then what do you do?
How do we solve this problem? I think it's, there is not a clear solution. There would be some kind of review, some sort of place where we can contact the owner of that parking place, and where the client could contact the owner. But we are hoping that this won't happen much, to be honest, because the idea is that in these private or these single parking spots, usually they are like inside some like big in yards and stuff, and so random people probably won't put their cars there anyways. And for bigger lots, this could be a bigger problem. Yes, I understand. But for single spots, I don't think it will be a massive problem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And the last team, I would like to invite St. Petersburg.
So, hello everyone, good evening. We are the team from the St. Petersburg, and now we will show our solution of the task. So, my name is Danila, this is Nadezhda, Evgeny, and Alyona. As said in the task, Maria don't want any problems with this system. I think the car driver don't want any problems when he goes to the parking too. So we focused our attention at the simplicity of the system. As said in the task, we have divided all actors in the three groups. The first is a system owner. The system owner, it is a company which owns the whole system. Its company provides her equipment, her software to the client. Client, it is the owner of the particular parking. And the last actor is a user. User, it is the car driver who wants to use our parking. Begins with system owner. System owner should implement next responsibility. Installation of equipment at the park, adding a new client to the database, and service the equipment and software. And the last point is the execution of payment transactions. Let's look how our equipment will be shown. First of all, we want to place two terminals. Between two terminals will be a barrier. If our parking is large, as in the shopping centers, we can optionally allocate cameras. Cameras is not usual cameras, it's cameras like policeman cameras. In Russian, these cameras cost with additional software about $1,000. So these cameras will help a system to identify car numbers. The motion sensor is necessary for detect when the car have come in and the border should be closed. So if we have one place as for in the parking place near the cottage, we can use another barrier which look like a cylinder which goes up from the earth. So Evgeny, now tell.
So let's talk about the network of our solution. So we have a web application. So in the web there are four main parts of it. A map. On the map there were located all the points of our parking places. that are available and how many parking slots are on it. So on the web we can reserve our parking place, but only for an hour because it could be the situation that we could go and park here. So we have an user account, so our users could register the system. They could identify their car. Our application is connected to e-wallet, web monies, or maybe with a bank card. And so there is a parking admin account that, for example, I have a parking slot and I could share it with others. So we prepared a concept of our web page. It just looks like a simple here in the middle you could see the map. Just it's not now. Now it's not a real map, but we could fix it. So you can see the map of Tallinn, and here the marks of our parking places. And so the number 7, that means that 7 slots are open, available now. So also we could reserve a parking place and get some information. Let's talk about the server. Our application has a server part, also a server part. To work it better, we have to have 2 databases. One database is connected with parking, and another database ports connect with ports in each parking. The first one, you also see the key field ID as well. So this database have all the information about all the parking places in, for example, our town, country, or the whole world. So you have the owner of our parking place, address, cost per hour, number of places, time, opening times, and categories of transport that that are available to stay here. So the second one is database.
This database shows each spot in exact parking. So when the spot is busy, the field is free, becomes yes. So the important information is car number and time of arrival. These fields helps to count how much money a user should to pay. So let's look at the process of parking. First of all, the driver entered to the park. The car, the CCTV cameras help the system to identify car number. Next, we verify is the car number correct. It is if we have if we have reserved a place before this correction isn't need. So after then the user should to confirm that he want to go to the park. Next, please. So when we want to exit the park, the user bring his card and goes to exit border. He can pay in two ways. He can pay by card or by card or by cash in the terminal and by his account in the application by using his mobile phone. So
yeah. And we will have an extra minute to finish.
If you have parking spaces and want to rent it, one thing what you want to do is conclude the treaty with system owner. In this treaty, you and the company arrived how many spaces do you want you want to rent, what category of cars can park here, and in what time spaces are available. After that, company launched the necessary equipment and software, and a client can do nothing and get money.
Okay, thank you for your attention.
Thank you. I would like to go back to the equipment slide. It's okay.
Equipment,
like
okay.
the first slides where you showed. So, as I understand, your system will also be using barriers all the time.
Also using what?
Barriers.
Barriers, yes.
Yeah, okay. So, I still cannot use it in my fields. Like in a field, in a potato field, it's not possible to use it.
So if we want to make a parking, I think the potato field is not a very good basis for parking. And if we have electricity cable, we, I think, can place a barrier. Why not?
And okay, we just have one more question about the equipment. The camera said cost $1,000, and how much the rest of the system? About just the ballpark.
I think it will be cost about $3,000 because I screw a web page where the systems of barriers is.
So your system is not for private clients?
No, it can be used for the private clients. So you should use not this barrier. You can use it on your own part of the land, and if you have only one spot, you use the upper barrier, so you use the lowest barrier. It will be more cheaper and okay.
But how about this private client who can only rent out, like for example, I live in the city. In my back garden there is usually a parking spot during the working hours when I'm at work. So only like couple of days a week I would like someone to park there.
Okay, so you have an account. If you want to share your parking place, parking spot, you set in the application or in a web application, or a mobile application or web application that you, for example, at this weekend, your sport is free. And you set up the time when your spot is free. And at that time, everyone who wants to park here, it will your spot will be available to another users.
But in that case, is the equipment cost still reasonable?
Equipment costs.
Equipment cost. Maybe not, but I think in many years it will be will be paid.
And talking about payments, you mentioned bank card and e-wallet.
Yes.
Have you gone into consideration the payment system of it?
Okay. Yes. We are the client who want to use the web monies or banking cards has to register in that system, and so then he could use the e-wallet and or banking card. Also, we have a license, special license for that.
I think we are. Thank you very much.
Thank all the teams for presentations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Now, the winner for today's case study task will be announced tomorrow in the morning. That's correct? Yes. And okay, so tomorrow in the morning you will get a second task that is provided by me, and the winner of EBEC Baltic will be chosen by today's task and tomorrow's task point average. Okay, that's it for the case study, I think, and I would like to ask main organizers to
I have an announcement for you. Firstly, thank you for the presentations. They were awesome. We all know that you have spent some hard time on thinking and your brains have got a bit wasted. So we have a small preparation for you for the evening in order to take some time out. And for that, what's going to happen next? All together, we're going to back to the hostel. You'll have some minutes in the room. I don't know, you can change clothes, you can put on some perfume, call your mom, I don't know. Then we're going to meet at 10:30 in the lobby of the hostel. So all of us, with the team design teams, we can go back to the party place. And we're going to have an Estonian evening, so also you should bring your towel and swimsuit for sauna. Thank you. No, you can go naked as well. All right, now, stand up. Let's give a big round of applause to our